Hey, this is Lynn. Hope everybody can hear me well. I'm sitting in my backyard and just decided to film today um, because I haven't been feeling that great. And I figured trying to be completely honest about everything, so might as well film a video and share what's been going on. I think part of it is stress. Um, so let's see, where do I start? So I've been having some GI upset, and I I think, to be honest, it's from something I ate. I think that maybe I had some meat that was a bit undercooked, and I haven't told my husband. He'll he'll find out when he watches this. But anyways, I haven't told Dave, but I think that on our anniversary, that amazing dinner that we had, I think that the meat was a little bit undercooked and something didn't sit right with me. And it's been kind of messing with my gut ever since maybe a day or so afterwards. And I know I raved about how delicious it was, and it was absolutely delicious. There's no doubt about that. It was really good. But I've been having just an unhappy gut ever since. I'm going to be a little bit graphic, but history as a GI nurse. So when I was working as a GI nurse, I talked about poop and vomit and bodily functions all day long with patients. So it's very comfortable for me. But anyways, started out with just a lot of gas, and then I started to see a little bit of like blood tinged mucus with my stool. And, coming from a gastroenterology background, I'm not, my first reaction is not to be overly alarmed, because I know all the things that can cause a little bit of blood in the stool. And it wasn't in the stool, it was just with bowel movements. Not a lot, just a little bit. But, we have mucus in our GI tract all the time, but typically we don't see it. When we see it, it indicates some inflammation, and blood can indicate inflammation as well. It's not a hemorrhoid. It's not bright red blood. It was a little bit darker than bright red blood, but it wasn't brown or black. It was definitely red. So it was a little bit higher. So there's some irritation. I've been feeling this irritation in my gut. I've been kind of just keeping an eye on it. And, but of course, it's in the back of my mind. I'm not sure, hopefully it's going to resolve. And of course, if it doesn't, I'm going to go see the doctor. But, anyways, I'm just right now assuming that something from either that meal or another meal just kind of ripped my gut up a little bit. And, I'm giving it some time to recover, but it's a little unsettling, because of course I want to be able to feel good. And, I've been having a little more frequent bowel movements. It's not causing me diarrhea, but I am having a little bit more frequent, a little more urgent bowel movements. So irritable bowel syndrome can also cause a little bit of blood tinged mucus from time to time. I don't really feel like I've been dealing with an IBS flare up, but it's not completely off the list either. So that's number one. That's something that has been on my mind and that I'm just monitoring and keeping an eye on. And I have, just dealing with some discomfort in my belly. As I hear, you can't see me, but I'm here to touch it, my belly. Hasn't been very enjoyable. So secondly, now one thing I did, my naturopathic doctor ordered something called a GI map, and it's a stool test, and it's supposed to give a really detailed analysis of all the bacteria in my gut and everything. And I'm kind of wondering, since I took that test, the sample I collected for that test was the first time I noticed the blood tinged mucus. So I don't know what it's going to show, and if it's going to be a really good, valid test or not. Hopefully it will. But we're waiting for those results. I should be getting the results back. I had a recheck on my mold toxicity test, so should be getting those results back anytime now. But I also have blood work done, and that was done, let's see, today is Thursday, so it was last Friday, so 6 days ago, 7. And I got those results back. And this is my first time I've had blood work since I started the carnivore diet, and I'm on week 16. So I sent the results on to my naturopathic doctor. We're going to sit down and discuss them. But I'll start out with the good news. So the good news is that I went from pre-diabetic to no longer pre-diabetic at all. My hemoglobin A1C went from 5.8 to 5.4. So yay, that's one really good thing. My liver functions great. My kidney function is considered normal, but I'm not happy that my GFR went down. It went down by 16 points. So I'm a little bit concerned, although it's, depending on who you talk to, it's either early kidney disease or it's not. But I'm going to talk to my ND about that. And it's a calculation, and it's based on the fact that my creatinine is a little bit higher, but then I'm eating a lot of meat and a lot of protein, and creatinine is a byproduct of protein. So I'm not sure if I should be concerned about that or not. Now, my cholesterol went up. It's not alarming. I kind of expected it to. My LDL went up. Expected that too. My HDL went up, which is good. Not a lot, but it went up. And my triglycerides are great. So I'm not really concerned. It's interesting because for me, like, I have to battle my training because, through nursing school and through all, working in hospitals and outpatient medicine with doctors and looking at lab tests, my whole nursing career, I have this programming in my brain about when to be concerned. So I have to reprogram my brain. And I'm not just content with being told not to worry about it. I want to know exactly why and what exactly is the mechanism of what's going on in my body. I know that cholesterol is good. I'm a little concerned. I don't want the LDL to get too high. Now I know that there's big sizes of particles, but we also tested the something called the apolipoprotein B, which is kind of a more accurate marker of risk of heart disease, and that went up too. It was already a little bit elevated, but now it's even more elevated. And for every LDL cholesterol, there is an apolipoprotein B attached. So I know that it's kind of a direct correlation, but what I read is that it's more of an indicator that you have more of the small particles. I don't know if that's right. That's just what I've been reading. So I'm really kind of trying to educate myself so that I can get some perspective on these lab results. And I also sent a really cool video to my ND to, hopefully he'll watch it, about some additional tests to do just to get a more thorough picture. I don't know if he's dealing with any carnivore patients or not, but anyways, let's see what else. My glucose was good. No issues there. And I'm gonna do a video to show the results, but I just want to talk to my doctor first, and so that I can, when I share lab results, I like to try to educate too. So I mean, if I don't want to just share numbers, I hope that I can give a little explanation so that it might help other people to understand their lab results a little bit better. But let me see, and I don't have them in front of me, so I'm just trying to go off the top of my head. Oh, my tryptase. So most people don't get tryptase tested, but I have MCAS and I have hereditary alpha tryptosemia. That went up a little bit. Now, considering that I think I might have had maybe a little bit of an infection in my gut. I also had maybe a little bit of a sinus infection because I've been dealing with a headache. And then like a couple days after, and this is gross too, sorry, but a couple days after my blood work, I blew my nose and everything that came out was green. So I think I might have had a little bit of infection. So I have to keep that in mind. So my tryptase may have gone up because my mast cells are more active if I'm dealing with infection. I mean, this is what mast cells do. They help to fight infection. So if I have more mast cells degranulating, With my hereditary alpha tryptophanemia, my mast cells produce extra copies. So logically, the tryptase would go up. So I'm not super concerned about that. I just think we maybe need to kind of retest things when I'm not fighting something and maybe get a better idea. Same thing with my C-reactive protein. It went up as well. And, that's an inflammatory marker. And it was, and I feel like my inflammation has gone down. So again, I'm thinking, that might have been a factor of the fact that I might have been fighting some infection as well. In the past, I've had my CRP go up to like 25 when I had a urinary tract infection. It was like 16 this time, and I think it was 12 or 13 last time. And it's always high. Like, it's supposed to be below 3. So I'm not pleased. I get it if there's infection, but I think I'm just going to have to be patient when it comes to my C-reactive protein. It's probably going to take a very long time for it to be within normal range, because obesity could cause it to be high as well. So I've got multiple factors that are going against. I've got an inflammatory immune condition. I have morbid obesity, and then my body was fighting something. So it's like a triple whammy here. And now my daughter was sent home for work today because she's got some sort of a virus, or she woke up this morning, could hardly even talk. She went into work anyways, and they said, go home, we don't want your germs. So she's been hanging out. I gave her some medication, and she's been sleeping. And I last night was feeling like this lump in my throat. And it's weird because with my mast cell activation syndrome, my throat swelling is an issue. But I felt like this was different, because usually I get more generalized throat swelling. This felt like a lump. Like there was a specific local place that was swollen in my throat, and I was feeling a little flushed. So I was thinking, oh great. And I didn't know she wasn't feeling well. She caught this from a coworker. But anyways, so this morning I was going, oh great, I hope I'm not getting what she has. But I've got some antiviral medication, and I've got my zinc and my vitamin D and all sorts of great stuff. So I popped that, and I did a throat gargle, to rest, drank water, actually ate some ground lamb for lunch, and I feel like I'm perking up. So I'm encouraged by that. Sorry, I'm in my backyard. I got neighbors yelling, and their kids yelling over there. But anyways, that's just what's on my mind. I think that just kind of feeling a little anxiety regarding just some question marks regarding how I'm responding, and if any of these things that I'm experiencing are just anomalies, or if they're like in the back of my mind, I'm going, is there a chance that maybe like I'm not responding well to the carnivore diet? All these questions go through your mind, and I'm trying to just tell myself, I'm just going to be patient and assume that these are things that are going to work themselves out. Anyways, that's kind of where my head is at today. And yeah, so I'm hoping that I'm going to at least maybe posting this and verbalizing all this is going to just help settle my nerves down a little bit. I don't like feeling anxious, and yeah, so we'll see. I'm trying to my doctor is trying to determine whether we should wait until I get the GI map test back to meet, or if we should go ahead and meet now. So I'm just waiting to hear back from him. But once I have better educated I'm better educated on my lab results, just more on a holistic level, I'll go ahead and post a video and show the actual results and talk about them a little bit more. Anyways, Phil, thanks for listening if you're still here. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It is a beautiful, gorgeous day today. I'm just sunny, warm. I'm enjoying the outdoors until it ends up being chilly. This is the Pacific Northwest, so it doesn't stay warm too late in the year. So I'm just really enjoying the beautiful weather, and it's sun starting to go down, and enjoying my yard. So hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.